Hey everyone, welcome to the West Coast Barbell Club Exercise Library. Right now we're going to have a look at squatting with chains. Okay, similar to the squats with band video that we just uploaded, this is generally reserved for more advanced lifters. Okay, not necessarily the most popular movement variations nowadays. Like I say, accommodating resistance, the use of bands and chains has been popularized at Westside Barbell, at least in the Western world, by their main man, Louis Simmons. Okay. Like I say, somewhat fallen out of favour, but I think they can be useful as a movement variation that allows you to feel something slightly different throughout the movement if you're just a general strength trainer or powerlifter, but then also might have more utility in an athletic performance context. So in setting up chains, what we want to do is have one suspended set of links from the bar itself, pretty much all the way down to the floor if possible. And then you're going to suspend additional chain weight, so they're all suspended pretty much in contact with the floor as you're setting up out of the rack. You'll see as I unrack the bar here, they'll probably be just hanging off the floor, okay, given my height, okay. As I perform the movement, obviously what will happen is the links will accumulate on the floor, okay. They'll deload the bar somewhat as you descend, and then as I come back up, those links will start picking up off the floor again, and that'll mean the weight will increase slightly as I go up the concentric portion of the movement. Okay. Obviously, as was the case with the bands video we just discussed, you're very much going to have to go by feel. What's an appropriate amount of chain weight in addition to the plate weight that you'll be lifting? Okay. I can obviously guide with that, but I think your best bet is to start out relatively light. Get a feel for the movement as much as possible. Do a training block where the chain weight is minimal in addition to the bar weight, okay, and then over time you can experiment with greater and greater chain weight if you like having this as a movement variation, feel like you want to push the chain weight a little bit more for whatever reason. Okay, so fundamentally everything else remains the same with the squat. Okay, one of the things we're going to focus on doing is moving explosively out of the bottom position to compensate for the fact that we're likely to decelerate perhaps a little faster given the additional chain weight that's going to come on as we move up the movement. Okay, so it's going to look something like this. Make sure you're braced and stable for your unrack, which I wasn't, as well as I should have been with my band squat video that I posted earlier. Nice and tight. Allow the chains to settle before performing the set. Okay. Pretty simple in principle. A little bit of setup time dedicated to making sure that the chains are set up at the appropriate height. Make sure that you do your best for setting up symmetrically as well. Last thing you want is to have an unbalanced set of chains on one side relative to the other. Okay. You can pick up chains relatively cheaply online if you're willing to fish around, or you can get them from Bunnings out here in Australia. Honestly, buying them used is quite expensive. It's an expensive training tool to save up and have, so if you can get them secondhand or find them somewhere, you're winning. Okay. Now, I really quite like these. I mean, I think it's kind of universally accepted that lifting with chains just looks super cool. I think it can definitely mix things up, and bringing that variety into our training is important. When we're doing highly specific training, it can get somewhat monotonous, so mixing it up can be fun. And yeah, I think these can be an exciting lift to do. They look super cool. They definitely give you a different sensation throughout the movement. Even just doing the empty bar there, it was very clear how much less weight felt like was on my back towards the bottom, and then how much more I was encouraged to explode out of the bottom position as that weight increased. It almost felt like that first rep of the bar kind of like popped off my back because I was trying to make sure I got out of the bottom quickly. So yeah, that's your squat with chains, everyone. Like I say, similar to the squat with bands, if you do see this programmed, awesome. There is going to be a fair bit of communication likely between coach and athlete to make sure that we get the right amount of chain weight on your bar, so we get what we want out of these. Okay, so yeah, like I say, if you have any questions, always feel free to ask. Okay, thank you for listening, everyone. That's your squat with chains.